In October 2020, our family of 4 moved into a 1,500 square foot bungalow built in 1995. We fell in love with the unique features, attention to detail, and the large windows. But while we enjoyed a number of features about the house, it had never been updated. We'd always wanted to tackle a fixer-upper and jumped at the opportunity. So join us as we transform our house room by room, turning it into our dream home. Here's the thing. I like to tackle big projects like this slowly. I like to be very thorough. I don't like to take many risks. And when it comes to decorating a space, my mind usually draws a blank for a long period of time until suddenly I get an idea, and then that's when the project takes off. So right after we moved in, I was really overwhelmed by the amount of work ahead of us, the amount of designing I had to do. This is the biggest project we've ever undertaken. And we agreed walking into this that we didn't want to cut any corners. We want to live here for a long time, so when we do projects, when we renovate, we want to do it right. So this put a lot of pressure on me as the designer. I never really knew what exactly my style was. I could never put a name to it. It was always changing, and I was never truly happy with it. So let me tell you, over the last 4 months, I have done my fair share of researching, searching up Pinterest photos, watching countless hours of makeover videos on YouTube, and I think, guys, I have finally nailed down my style. Our style. So in this series and in this video, you're gonna see a lot of mid-century modern, a lot of vintage, a little bit of contemporary, lots of warm, neutral tones. I like a little mix of modern and vintage, but my style definitely leans into the more older vintage side. I like things cozy, cottagey, like that is my vibe. We realized in our house hunting search how much we were just drawn to character style homes with a lot of uniqueness and character, and so we are really trying to lean into that as we design our home. Now, the living room. When we first moved in, this was by far my favorite room. It had such good bones. It had a beautiful wood flooring, large, really unique barrel ceiling, and that window, like, can we just talk about that window for a minute? So we started off with really good bones, and this room will by far be the easiest of all the makeovers because, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot we had to do. But this living room is more than twice the size of our previous living room, and it became very clear and apparent to us after we moved in that we were seriously lacking in the furniture department, specifically seating. Thankfully, Article and Facebook Marketplace had our backs, and we were able to compile a really sweet collection of furniture that just screamed us. And of course, we can't forget the Samsung Frame TV. Zach and I bought our Christmas present early. We got the Samsung Frame TV. I am so excited. This is gonna look so good there. One of the best purchases we've ever made. But before we could get into all the fun stuff, we had to tackle the boring stuff first. I'm getting a little bit tired of seeing these paint samples on the wall. We've been living here for about 2 weeks. We're pretty settled in. We're just struggling to find the time to actually work on things, because the only time we can work on things is when the kids are in bed. So the kids just went to bed. That gives us about 2, maybe 3 hours of work. So what's happening tonight is we're going to start taking off baseboards. We're going to possibly start mudding, just start prepping for paint. Do you want to explain what you're doing?
I am hole hunting. See, you can't really see the holes, but then you put a shadow on it, and it shows all the deficiencies.
Zach says there are some nails popping out of the wall. We're gonna try and fix that. It is the second evening of this little adventure, and honestly, The last thing I want to do right now is start work. Zach has taken off the plugs and has gotten things kind of ready. We have to sand all of those mud spots on the walls now, and then possibly, maybe, if there's time tonight, start painting. See?
This is the trial run.
Oh, it comes off so nice.
Oh, that's it.
That's good news. Today is day 3, and the original goal was to get a good chunk of this room primed and ready for the final coat of paint, but we realized underneath these beams there is popcorn ceiling, and that popcorn ceiling connects to the hallway, it connects to that room back there. It's kind of throughout the whole house, and it's not bad. It's a more modern look. It's not very noticeable, but we don't want to miss out on any details on this home as we're renovating. We want to do it very thoroughly. I just feel like popcorn ceilings is just not my thing. I don't like it. I don't want it. So we're going to scrape it off. So we did a test run in the mud room to see how it came off, and it came off so nice. We used a little bit of water, got it soaked, and it just came off so beautifully. You having fun yet?
It actually comes off pretty good, but
all these little nooks and crannies that we have to try and, like, I've been painting this for hours. It is day 4, and we've been picking away at things throughout the day. Our goal for tonight is to get everything fully primed and ready for paint tomorrow. Zach is currently mudding where the popcorn ceiling was. He finished sanding that earlier today. And my job is painting. This is terrifying. Things are getting interesting over here and a little unsafe. This is where things get really tricky. Today the kids are being watched by Gammy, and Zach and I are going to paint as much as we can. The goal is to finish painting today. Last night we got everything primed and ready. Zach just has to sand underneath where the popcorn ceilings were, and then we've got to prime that. But after that we can just get the last coat on, and because we have more time without children, I think we can do it. Think we can do it?
Yeah.
I think we can do it. good. Every time. We're just about finished the first coat of paint and it's looking so good. When you first do the prime coat, it looks awful and you wonder if it's ever gonna look good. And then you paint the first coat and it's just so satisfying.
I'm getting really tired. I'm really tired.
It's a lot of back and forth, climbing up and down, and this.
Whatever this is.
This roof before looked like a gray-white, but now that we've painted this warm white on the wall, this looks like yellow. And it does not go well with this paint. So now we are wondering if we should be painting that. Don't know how exactly we would paint that. It's so high up. I am really glad we did take the time to scrape the popcorn ceilings though, because it just all blends together so much better. We've been painting all day and we're getting really tired. It's been a full week of just painting late into the night, and now this full day of painting. My neck is so sore. Zach's back is so sore.
I wonder why my back is sore.
We spent a lot of late nights prepping, priming, taping, scraping, sanding, mudding, painting. Once it was all done, the cleanup began and we were finally able to put our living room back together. And like, I did not realize until that week how much time we spend in our living room together as a family, and it felt so good to have this space at least usable. Finished it off for the time being with a new curtain rod and new curtains to replace those blue beauties. The curtain rod is from Amazon and the curtains I actually thrifted. And then months passed. Christmas came and went. We started focusing on other areas of our home. I felt pregnant. I felt sick and tired a lot. I thrifted a number of pieces like this lamp, this wicker shelf, and this wicker record holder. And then this. Our article furniture has arrived. I want to say the biggest thank you to Article for sponsoring today's video. Everything that Article creates is just so beautiful and perfect, and it's so easy to find the right furniture for your space when everything just works together beautifully. Article offers high quality furniture, and when I say high quality, I mean like high quality at a great price, which is designed to last the test of time. They are shipping with contactless delivery to ensure that everyone stays safe. In-stock items deliver fast, and under each item you can actually see exactly how long it'll take for that particular item to arrive to your door. They ship almost anywhere in the US and Canada for a flat rate of $49. Or free shipping on orders over $999, which is pretty good, I gotta say. Okay, now let's talk about these beautiful pieces. The Nord chair in Charm Tan. Right away when I saw this home, I envisioned two comfy accent chairs in front of that big arched window. The Nord chairs were an obvious choice because they are not bulky, they sit pretty low to the ground so our view outside is not blocked. They are clean, sharp, and oh so classic. They are a tan leather accent chair that is both stylish and effortless. They are upholstered in full aniline leather that will only get better with age. The Lana sheepskin throw. We got ours in ivory in the size 2x3. In this living room, I envisioned a lot of neutrals and a lot of textures. The Lana sheepskin throw was the perfect way to add a cozy element to the chairs and bring in some fun texture into the room. They are luxuriously dense, silky, and versatile, and it can be used either as a rug, throw, or accent. The fur is ethically sourced and a natural product, so they're not all identical. The Hyra rug. We got ours in natural ivory, size 8x10. Again, this was the perfect neutral piece that brought some coziness to our feet and a whole lot of texture to the room. I will say that this rug, although it looks amazing in this space, might be just a little too small for our living room. Thick strands of wool blend are woven by hand into a long looped pile that creates an elegant, uneven texture. And again, because these beauties are handmade, no two are alike. Articles wool rugs are sourced from real happy sheep. I'm talking long naps, sweet grass, rolling hills. That's what I like to hear. The Cata table. The perfect side table for our space. It complements my thrifted wicker shelf and matches perfectly with the mid-century modern style furniture. It is made from a durable metal frame that is wrapped in woven natural wicker. A clear glass top ensures our snacks don't fall through the cracks and provides a solid surface for my morning coffee. And lastly, the Texa Poof in vanilla ivory. This fun textured poof is made of hand-woven wool that is tightly looped into a sophisticated, soft, in a pinch seating or tired leg resting. So at this point, it became quite obvious that we needed a coffee table. It just felt like something was missing. Originally, we were gonna skip that so that the kids would just have more room to, play on the floor, run around. But ultimately, it seemed like the best decision because it would provide a place, kind of like a table for the kids. A place for them to snack on, play on, climb on. Theo, really hoping to thrift something, could not find it until we stumbled across one from IKEA. This one just seemed to fit the bill perfectly. There were no sharp corners for children to bonk their heads on. The wicker matched the wicker in the living room, and the whole rich wood, mid-century modern style legs just seemed to fit the space perfectly. The only problem was the closest IKEA is 6 hours away, and they weren't doing deliveries. So Zach and I literally got in the car, drove all the way there, picked it up, drove all the way back in one day. It was exhausting, but I'm so glad we did it because it is just the perfect piece to complement all of these gorgeous article and thrifted pieces. Now that the furniture is here, I can start visualizing how everything's gonna look in the end. It's all coming together very beautifully, but there's one issue. This wall. It's blank, there's nothing on it. I couldn't decide for a long time what exactly I wanted to do, and then I saw someone on Instagram, someone who actually used to teach me back in high school. She did this beautiful board and batten picture ledge, feature wall in her dining room, and I thought it would be the perfect thing for this wall in our living room. I don't want it to feel overboard and too cluttered or too full, but I want the versatility of having a picture ledge, like a shelf that I can actually put pictures on and rearrange whenever I feel like it. And I feel like the board and batten is just gonna add a really beautiful, classic, old-timey, homey feel to the living room, add some texture, some interest. But first, we gotta go and pick up some wood. This certainly isn't a professional tutorial, but it's pretty self-explanatory. We picked up crown molding and a number of thin baseboards, some silicone, wood filler, and sandpaper to complete this job.
Am I just done?
Yeah, I think the thicker the better to add some more height to it. We want to put a ledge on top of the crown molding for pictures and stuff.
Just like that?
Yeah, I think that would be good. Today is the day we are going to tackle the board and batten wall project. We have the pieces of wood ready to go. We don't know what we're doing, so we're just gonna be winging it. Don't take any advice from me because I don't know what I'm doing. Zach just went and he found all of the studs. He marked each of them. This is really bright. Let me turn that down. And then he measured 5 feet out from where the trim starts, so we know where to put the piece of crown molding. Made a little mistake when cutting this wood, so we're gonna try and just fill that crack with wood filler. Okay, so we've got the boards in place. These are all just really basic 5-foot length boards. And we're trying to decide if this is too close together or if they should be farther apart. We're trying to place them so that they're on a stud, so that they're more secure and sturdy, but I feel like it's just too close together. Then there's that weird spot that needs something. It's getting dark, which goes to show how long we've been fiddling around with this, but we finally come to the conclusion that we're not putting them on the studs because it just wasn't really working. So instead we put the boards, started 5 inches from either edge and then divided them up evenly so that they were spaced evenly throughout the whole wall. Once we had the boards mapped out where we wanted them, we used a bead of silicone down the back of the boards to make them extra secure and air nailed them in place.
Okay.
Oh, that's impressive. It's a new day. Last night, after the kids went to bed, Zach finished this up, so I'll give you a quick peek. Zach put the picture ledge on last night, which is basically just another piece of these boards. These are base boards. They're not like specific boards. We just went to the store and found something that we thought would work. So we got a bunch of baseboards and then we put one on top to act as the picture ledge, just like right on top of the crown molding. And once it's all painted, it's gonna blend in together really nice. And then any holes, Zach put wood filler in to kind of, you know, fill it in so you won't see it once it's all sanded down and painted. So the first step this morning is obviously to sand all of the wood filler. And then Zach just went to the store to buy some paintable silicone so that we can really just fill in all of these cracks here, make it perfect and seamless before we paint. This afternoon, Zach finished caulking the entire thing, and that's all dried, so now we're starting to paint. This is the last step before this DIY is complete. It really wasn't that difficult or time consuming, but I think it adds so much character. So we're just gonna paint this and then hopefully get our living room back in place tomorrow. This literally turned out exactly how I had envisioned, and I am obsessed. All right, today we are going thrifting. Woo! Yeah. There's a number of things I'm looking for the living room. First of all, an end table. Eloise wants to look at books. An end table because we only have one right now, and it'd be nice to have one beside the couch and in between the chairs. So I'm looking for a side table. I'm looking for a table lamp to go on top of that side table because we only have one over the couch and the two chairs feel a little bit disconnected. So I like to have a lamp, a light, something there would be nice. Also some frames to put onto our brand new feature wall. I have a lot of frames, but they're all kind of the same size. And I'd like some like height and depth and interest. So frames, various pottery to go on the coffee table, you know, decor around the house, textiles, things like pillows, blankets, anything that might add some more texture, color, pattern. The living room is very neutral and that's how I like it. But the blanket that I have kind of matches maybe a little bit too much with the rug and the new like poof. So we're gonna go to Value Village first, maybe look for some smaller things, and then Mission Thrift for the bigger items. Okay, we are back, and I would say that was semi-successful, not as successful as I was hoping for. The furniture selection was next to nothing. I was really hoping to at least find a table lamp, but I did not find anything of the sort. So I'm still on the hunt. I'm gonna be searching Facebook Marketplace for the next while, see if I can come up with anything. It's not urgent, and I'm not gonna go out and buy something just to buy something. I'm gonna find something that I really love. For now, it's fine, but what I did find were a lot of frames. Frames are easy to come by. I'm going for kind of the older, antique-y vintage look. If you can already tell, I don't like a lot of modern. I like a lot of just old school style stuff. Like this whole living room is very mid-century modern, touches of vintage. To me, that just feels very homey and cozy. I don't really like the modern minimalistic look, which comes in handy because I can find a lot of that at the thrift store. I got some of different dimensions. This was super cheap. I think this one was $2. And then there's this one as well, a larger frame. I did find this, but I don't think this is gonna go in the living room. This will probably be more so something that goes on the kitchen table, especially in spring and summer, and fill it with lots of bright colored flowers. Oh, I found these guys. I don't know if these will end up in the living room, but I'm always looking for just, you know, candle holders. And then we scored some super sweet wooden toys. This one is so cute. It's handmade. The propeller keeps falling off, but I mean, that's an easy fix. I was looking for some wooden toys to go in the living room. We have this wicker shelf over here that I want to fill half up with toys, and I want them obviously to be cute and to match. And then we found a cute little wooden alligator that'll probably be added to that shelf as well. If you are looking for cheap and affordable artwork, highly recommend you go to Etsy. There's a lot of digital downloads on there, and then you can, you know, buy whatever you want, super cheap, and then you have unlimited access to that print, and then just get them printed at Costco, at Staples, wherever you want to print them off. I printed a few family photos, a few pieces of artwork from Etsy. I'm going to just lay out the picture frames that I already have, as well as some of these new ones, try and arrange the artwork in those and see how that'll look on the wall. So sometimes I have an idea and it turns out beautifully, and the next time I have an idea and it does not work at all. This next DIY was the ladder. It is a few days later. We are very, very close to completing the whole living room area, and it's coming together so nice. There's just a couple more things. First thing is I was browsing Facebook Marketplace and I stumbled across the perfect side table. I had something very specific in mind, and I literally found the exact thing I was looking for, right down to the color. So I'm excited for picking that up tonight, but for now I'm gonna start working on this. So the previous owners, they had this beautiful palm tree. This thing is massive. Because it's so huge, it's really not an easy thing to just repot. I can't repot this. It's way too big, way too heavy. So I'm going to try and give the existing pot a little makeover. I don't mind the black, but I want to make it feel more like a piece of pottery. So I'm gonna do what I'm sure you've seen done so many times before. So this color is called Crisp Linen by Bear. I believe this is the color we used in our bedrooms. I'm just gonna mix it with some baking soda. Paint this whole thing, probably need to do 2, maybe 3 layers. And then after that's all dry, I'm gonna rub mud on it, which sounds weird, but I've been wanting to try this for so long and it looks so cool when it's done. I tried painting it, then sponging it, regretted that I sponged it, brushed another coat on, realized it was not the color I wanted it to be. Then I tried the dirt trick and absolutely hated it. We even tried going in with a damp rag to wash some of it off, and it just wasn't working. So as a last resort, we went back to black, mixed it with baking soda to give it more texture, and repainted. But all was not for nothing. The previous coats of paint, the dirt, the baking soda, all of it really helped to give the pot that pottery feel I was going for in the first place. Normally this is something I would just like completely cut out of the video, but I wanted to include it in here to normalize the fact that it's okay to make mistakes. It doesn't always work out the way that we want it to, or that we envisioned it, or that we planned it, and that's okay. We learn from our mistakes. And now we are ready for the finishing touches. Let me just remind you quickly what we started with. And this is the finished result. I am absolutely in love. My vision came together perfectly, and this is hands down my favorite makeover yet. The mix of old and new, the mix of textures with the wool, the leather, the linen, the wood, and all the warm neutral tones just make this place feel so homey, so cozy, exactly where I want to be after a long, hard day. I just love it, and I want to spend all my time in this room. Now I will say we are not done yet. In a few weeks we will be getting completely brand new floorings. And yes, I am so very sad to be ripping out these beautiful classic oak floors. It's a long story. I'm not going to go into the long version now. I'll spare you that. But the new flooring is also stunning, also gorgeous. It's a little bit less orangey. It's wide plank, which might look better in our bigger space. And we'll be able to bring that beautiful wood flooring throughout the entire house, and we won't have to deal with the ugly tile, ugly linoleum, ugly rug. It'll all be one seamless, beautiful wood flooring, and it's gonna be beautiful. And with the new flooring, it's also gonna come new baseboards. We're gonna get thicker white baseboards, and eventually we're gonna have to replace the windows because although you can't tell from a distance up close, these windows are not in good shape. But for now, I am absolutely loving the space as it is. Thank you for joining us on this little makeover adventure. Stay tuned because we will be doing many more over the next few years. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we want to tackle this house room by room, eventually touching every single room in this house. The next projects are going to be the bedroom, so the kids' room, the master bedroom, and the nursery for baby number 3. But for now, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below letting me know what is your style. Do you feel like you've finally found your style, and if so, what is it? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.